So I may be a little late on this clip that I saw with the pastor in the sister circle. I don't really know his name because I don't really follow him, but I just happened to see a clip of it on social media. So anyway, he was just talking about like how, he had his wife of 8 years, went through a lot of pain, and how he put it through a lot or whatever before he actually, really grew up and became a man, and how, she's like a covering, and basically just how she helped him grow up and become a man. And I could totally appreciate, everything that he was trying to say, or, give appreciation to his wife. But I feel like he totally missed the mark on that message, just for the simple fact that, to me, it's just like glorifying the fact that men put women through a whole bunch of shit, before they finally realize, oh, she's the one, or she's, here for me, she's my ride or die, or whatever. Because, my thing is, our question is why does a woman have to go through so much shit before a man finally, appreciates her or values her or really sees her worth? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do y'all measure how much shit a woman has to take from you, excuse me? Why do y'all measure how good she is of a woman by how much shit she has to take? Like, me personally, I don't recall ever wanting to go through a tsunami just to get to the other end of the rainbow. I mean, that's just me. I don't wake up every day like, I just want to be treated like shit before I actually get, some appreciation from the man that I'm with. Like, I mean, I don't know too many women that wake up like that. That's just me. So, I personally don't want to go through a lot of hell, before I get to heaven. I mean, that, it just doesn't make sense. And I feel like, as a woman, you should value your woman, especially if she's a good woman, because not all women out here are good women. Let's just be honest. So I ain't talking about all women. Some women out here are some bums and so much more. But if you have like a really good woman, it shouldn't take you putting her through a whole bunch of crap, to realize that, oh, she's a good woman. It shouldn't take you like 5, 10, 15 years either to decide, okay, I'm ready to marry her, I'm ready to commit to her, I'm ready to, really step up and be a man. It shouldn't take you that long either, because if you have a woman who is there for you, who's helping build you, who's behind you, supportive, loving, doing everything she can to help you be a better person, you know what I mean? If she's good enough to do all those things, then hell, she's good enough to be your wife. And it don't take no 5, 10, 15 years to figure that shit out. Especially when you live with somebody, at least within the first year, if you can deal with this person for a long period of time, or for life, or whatever. That shit, especially when you live with someone, because all your little secrets and flaws come out. You can't really hide too much. You know what I'm saying? So, the whole, oh yeah, I put her through hell, and she done been with me this long, and, she done put up with a lot of my shit, so I might as well go ahead and marry her, or go ahead and, treat her right. All that's, to me, that's just some straight BS. And don't nobody want to go through, like I said, don't nobody go through hell to get to heaven. Don't nobody want to go through a whole storm, before the sunshine comes out. Like, and then you're not even thinking about the scars that you're leaving behind, because those things create wounds, and then wounds eventually turn into scars. And sometimes, those scars don't go away. So, you got to think about that shit too. It's like, what type of damage am I leaving behind? You know what I'm saying? Just like when men say, oh, she's crazy, or a woman is crazy. I personally believe that ain't nobody crazy by themselves. Okay? It took a situation or a person to help them get there. Some people, yes, are just crazy. They have mental illnesses. It's true. But some people were just fine before some people walked into their lives and just stirred up a bunch of shit. So, I don't know, people just need to think about that, mainly men. And I'm not saying this men because, like I said, it's rare that a woman is like, oh, well, let me go and put a ring on it after I done, did all this and that, and he done stuck with me this long, because again, men are the one that usually propose and get married and all that good stuff. So that's why I'm posing this question to men, because help me understand, make it make sense. Because, again, I get what he was saying, the pastor, and I get, he was showing appreciation for his wife, and it's like, I deserve to give her everything that she wants and needs, because she deserves it now. You don't think she deserved that when y'all first got together? You don't think she deserved that early on? Like, again, why should how much shit a woman puts up from you be the measure, be the test of how good your woman is? There's other ways that you can figure that out. And truthfully, again, like, people, there's always red flags, there's always signs. You know who you're with and what you're getting into pretty early on. I mean, and I refuse to believe, like, oh no, I didn't know that at the time. No, 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 because there's red flags. You just choose to ignore them. We all come with red flags. Everybody comes with red flags. And when a person still is with you and sticks with you, that's because they chose to ignore them, or they chose to be like, this is a red flag that I can deal with. But we all come with our shit. So for me, it's like, you didn't think about this when y'all first got together. If you were, you should give her everything she wants and be the man for her, whatever. And again, and it's like, too, if you don't feel like you can be the man that a woman needs, then don't get into no relationship. Be by yourself. Be single. Do you. Live life, Do what you got to do. But don't get in a relationship and messing nobody's life up because you're not together and you're not grown up and you're not mature. Like, that's unfair. And a lot of times that's what happens in these relationships and marriage and stuff, is people get into this shit knowing that they're not ready, knowing that they're not mature enough, knowing that, they got a lot of shit with them. But they'll get into a relationship or get into a marriage and just totally screw somebody's life up and totally just cause them a whole bunch of anguish and pain for no reason, because you had your own demons and stuff that you still were not ready to work through and deal with. And that's not fair, to anybody. So, like, I just hate it when I hear, like, men say, like, oh, I'm finally go ahead and, do the right thing because she done been with me all this time and I done all this. And that's ridiculous. It really is. And like I said, it's not always about the men either, because women do it too, but it's a little bit more prevalent from a man than it is from a woman. But we got our own shit too, but that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, I was just, like I said, that clip just kind of was like, okay, nice little gesture, but you could have, I'm sorry, I don't know, just the message was, to me, was more glorifying than, appreciation. You know what I mean? I get that you've grown up now and, you put those ways behind you, and that's great. But, you still did some damage along the way. You know what I'm saying? And although you appreciate your wife now, I feel like the appreciation should have been there from the beginning if you knew that she was a good woman. That's just how I feel. And that's for any woman. If you know you got someone good and you got someone that's really for you, because a lot of women aren't. a lot of women here for what they can get. But when you got someone that's really there for you, then you value that and you cherish that. Because the thing with women is, like, when you show your woman appreciation and when you value her and when you show you that you love her and that you want to be with her and she is, the person you want to be with, like, a woman will do whatever she can in her power for you. She will. I don't understand why men don't get that. It's like, when you treat a woman wrong, like, eventually her heart turns cold and she starts to kind of shut down. Whereas when you treating her right and doing right, like, there's nothing you can't get from your woman. Nothing. And so that's why it's important to value, your woman, because at the end of the day, women make the world go round. Like, we have the babies, you know what I'm saying? We raise the kids, we take care of the home, take care of your man. And I'm not even talking about financially. I'm just talking about, in every other way, emotionally, mentally, physically, all that good stuff. Like, that's just what we were born to do. That's what we do, So why not value a person like that? Again, everybody ain't all good. All women ain't good and all women aren't like that. But when you have someone that is, it's just best to show appreciation while you have it. Because truthfully, when you don't, you're setting the next man up to come in and show up for that same appreciation that you weren't willing to show. Because one thing my mother always told me, one thing's for certain, two things for sure, is that what you won't do, somebody else gladly will. And like I said before, what you have, somebody is praying for. And they just might get their prayers answered if you keep, devaluing a person. Because the person can only take so much. You understand what I'm saying? So there are women and men too who'll stick it out and just stay and take whatever is given to them or whatever. But eventually everybody gets tired. Everybody. So that was just my thoughts on this little video clip or whatever. Like I said, I get the message. It was cool. But I just feel like in this day and time, in this society, we glorify hurting people way more than we, glorify uplifting and loving and, genuinely, loving a person. we glorify just the fuckery too much. The cheating, the side pieces, the, you know, all the just the extra, the lying, the manipulation, all that shit. Like, we love that. Like, it's like, yes, like, I want to see that. That's what you see on TV. You see it everywhere. But we don't glorify, you know, like, real unions and real people who actually love each other, trying to make it work, doing their best. You know, we don't glorify that. You know what I mean? Too much, we just glorify pain. We glorify a lot of pain, and it's just crazy to me. But anyway, I don't know. That's what I was just thinking about this video. It was just interesting to me. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But let me know what y'all think.